Hey guys, my name's Cody and welcome back to my channel where we do everything boating. Let's talk about navigating the Intracoastal Waterways. Summer's here, there's going to be a million boats on the water, and we want everyone to be safe. Learning how the Intracoastal Waterway works is definitely a key factor to being safe on the water. If you're someone that wants to learn how to use your boat better, or just better your boating experience, definitely make sure you hit that like, subscribe button down below. Otherwise, let's get into it. If you've been on the water, or at least around the water, you've probably heard the saying, red right return, red and green stay between, but what do those really actually mean? Well, let's start off with red and green in between, because I have one right in front of me right now. So I'm heading south here on the west coast of Florida, and I have the perfect scenario of a green on my right and a red on my left. I'm in the marked Intracoastal Waterway, and red and green stay between means exactly that. Always stay between your red and greens. These are like the yellow lines on a highway. You always want to stay on the road. But what happens if you just have a red without a green or a green without a red? Well, I always base it off of where is my red at. Red is always going to stay between you and whichever state you're boating in. So right now I'm on the west coast of Florida. The red is going to stay to my east. Red, me, red, state of Florida, and my greens are always going to stay between me and the Gulf of Mexico. So greens are always going to be to my west on the west coast of Florida. On the east coast, it's the exact opposite. So I've always navigated knowing right where my reds are, and right now I am currently in the Intracoastal Waterway. If I kept going straight, there's a red way up there you probably can't see on camera, but there's also a branch channel coming here. So red right return is when you're coming from a bigger body of water down to a smaller body of water. Intracoastal Waterway is bigger than my marina, which is right over there. So when I make this turn, for one, red and green stay between. Two, my red is going to stay on my right hand side. This channel is pretty good. There's reds and greens next to each other the entire way through, but if there wasn't, I would know that I'm going to keep this red on the starboard side of my boat. Way up there, there's another set of red and greens. Let's talk about information and regulatory signs. That's the one with the orange frame and the usually orange circle in the center of it. They're usually going to say slow speed, minimum wake, or idle speed, no wake. Those are your two main ones. There are a million out there. It's your job to read that sign and make sure you know exactly what it says. There are a lot that will say idle speed, no wake, ICW excluded, meaning that you can be on plane inside the Intracoastal Waterway, but if you get outside the channel, you need to be back down at idle speed, no wake. Now, you're going to usually come across these signs when you're getting under bridges and your marinas or narrow parts of the Intracoastal, but this is one of those signs right in front of me. So this one is a slow speed, minimum wake. Think of this as your speed limit sign. Your boat needs to be completely settled in the water, and you need to be at a slow speed, minimum wake by the time you cross this sign. Really, if you have any bow rise or you have any kind of crusting wake behind your boat, you're going too fast. Right about there is my minimum wake. Very small waves. I'm doing about 5. And that's going to be a safe speed to go underneath this bridge where we're not going to create any additional waves for any of the other boaters coming through it. Along with these signs, you're going to see ones that are no motor zone or a danger shoal. There's all kinds of different information on these signs. So if you're approaching one and you don't know what it is, make sure you slow down to an idle speed until you understand what that sign says. Now that we know where our signs are supposed to be and what they actually mean, let's talk about where you're supposed to be in the channel. So think of it as a road once again. You want to stay to the right-hand side of the channel. Don't follow too close to somebody, because if they do decide to stop, you need to make sure your reaction time and your boat can slow down in time. As we're cruising, I'm going to stay to the right-hand side of the channel. I got my greens to my right, my reds to my left, and if someone were to be coming at me, I would just stay to the right, give them plenty of room, back off if I needed to cross their wake, and just like I have the boat in front of me, I'm going to give him plenty of room to figure out exactly what he is going to do. I don't want him to slow down really quick to where I don't have a chance to react. If I don't know what he's doing and I needed to pass him, I would slow down until I have enough room to actually get by. before I slow down, always gonna check behind me to make sure that there is no one that's right in my wake. Always watch out for kayakers and jet skiers. And then we have this boat right here that's running right next to us. So perfect opportunity to see where we stay. This is one of those moments if I don't know what this guy in front of me is doing, so if I need to, I'll back off, and he got up on plane, so I don't need to. Right now, we couldn't have asked for any better conditions. Absolutely gorgeous out here. I'm leaving the pass, I'm heading out towards the Gulf of Mexico, so a smaller body of water, going to a bigger body of water. That's gonna put the reds on my left, and my greens on my right. Well, that's just a quick how-to on navigating the Intracoastal Waterways. It's going to be a gorgeous summer with a ton of boats out there, so make sure you know where your signs are, always stay in the channel, and if you like more boating content, hit that like, subscribe button.